regarding this restroom concept that I was discussing it with Mr. Cohen before. That basically, if a person, good. So if you enter with the food that is wrapped, you're allowed to enter to the bathroom or not. So Chacham Yosef writes down. Many times happen going to the airport or whatever, and you cannot leave you locked outside. So Chacham writes that if there is no possibility to live outside, it's permissible to enter with it if it's double right.
Double right.
Okay, and therefore you will be allowed to eat it.
I cannot stop it.
I can not stop. Okay.
כן, רבותיי. Yes. Okay, Tu B'Shvat today, Tu B'Shvat הגיע. Right? So Tu B'Shvat today. And we all know that we're compared to the tree. And that's the whole point of Tu B'Shvat, trying to compare us to the tree, and that's why we give so much importance to this magnificent day. The question is, the tree. Here we don't see it so much. You go to New York, you go up north, you're gonna see that in the winter the tree is dead. It's dead. There's nothing in this tree. But really it's not dead, it's sleeping, right? And whenever the summer is gonna approach, you're gonna see one more time the flowers coming out and the fruits coming out. So someone asked me, do you know how the tree knows when to go to sleep and when to wake up? Do you know how? He said, no, I don't know. He told me it's interesting. It's depending on the light and darkness, cold and heat. It says that when the days are getting shorter, so there is more darkness. He's feeling the darkness and he's feeling the cold. So he's sleeping himself. Whenever he feels that the days are coming longer, there is more light in the day. There is more. It starts to become warm. So in this case, he wakes up. So they said this is amazing. That's exactly what happened to us, Rabbi. How many times? How many times, Rabbi, a Jew feels himself that he is, no motivation. He's not into it. When you have no motivation, it's just one of the two, or basically it's the two altogether. It's because you have no light, you're in a situation of darkness, or it's because you have no warmness. You need people to warm you up. How important is this concept? That when you see someone that is sad, you have to give him some hope, some light, some good words to warm him out. Chachamim are saying that a person who is giving a smile, it's much bigger than a person who is giving chesed. Sometimes there are people that are asking for money. It's better for you to give them a good smile, a good face, than to give him this money. Why? Because sometimes this person doesn't need the money. He needs attention. He needs this person to go to show him that he cares about him. I gotta tell you that I think I told you that in the past. They did a very interesting study. They took two groups of people that they were very sick, and one group, they were all the time telling them, listen, you're going to have hope, and Be'ezrat Hashem, you're going to pass it, and everything's going to be good, and positive words, all the time good things. Second group, there was exactly the opposite. Listen, we have no chance to leave, you're going to die, and start to call up your family. All the group of these people, that they were positive to them, 95% of the people survived. And the other group, there was not even one. Not even one survived. How important is those words that we're giving to someone else? You see a guy from the shul that is coming up today and you see on his face that he's not happy like always. Instead of, what do I know about his life? I'm not gonna, no. Go approach him, ask him, how do you feel? What happened? I see your face. I'm happy. Can I help you? Tell me what's going on. Yeah, by showing that you care, you're renovating the people. Chamim are saying, one of the reasons why Bikur Cholim is so important, interesting, why Bikur Cholim is so important, because when you go to the Chole, and you're standing together with him and praying, you're giving him power that there is someone else that cares about him. And just by this thought is giving him life. How delicate is this concept? I remember there was a guy, when I was a kid in school, and this kid, he was the outsider kid. Well, the outsider, sometimes we were even making fun of him. One day, Rabotai, this kid didn't appear to the school. Second day, didn't appear to the school. So we asked our teacher, what's wrong with this kid? And the teacher said that he just got a phone call from the family. This kid is now in the hospital. He came back from the school after a few days complaining that he's not happy. He's not happy. Yes. Then we tried to do something that wasn't okay. Baruch Hashem didn't work out, but he's in the hospital. You feel so bad. You say, "Oh, it's my fault that I didn't speak with the guy, that I didn't took care of the guy, and look where he is today." How important is and how delicate is this concept of looking for the needs of the other. That's one message that we can learn from Tu B'Shvat. But there is a second message. Second message is the concept of the roots. You can have, the palm tree. The roots of the palm tree are not strong, are not deep. They're very weak. One wind, you remember, I don't know who was here 3 years ago, when we have the hurricane. You came back over here, you see all the palm trees on the floor, everything was a mess. What happened? The answer is, a strong wind can take out and blow out all type of palm trees. Why? Because the roots are not strong. See, the idea of those days, Rabotai, is to try to reinforce our roots. How are we going to do that? Say Chachamim, especially with our kids. Connect your kids with your family. Connect your kids with our tradition. Connecting our kids with our Torah, with our emunah. How do we say on Pesach? Vehi she'amda la'avotenu velanu. What's Vehi? The promise, this emunah that Am Yisrael had on HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that He's gonna take them out. Vehi she'amda la'avotenu. That was what they're giving strength to Am Yisrael to go out from Egypt. The concept of emunah. Say Chachamim, what's emunah? Emunah midashon emun. Trusting. Not only I believe on God, but I trust in Him. Whatever He's doing to me, even though I don't see it, but I trust that whatever He's doing to me, it's something that is interesting. Someone came up to me and told me a story of a guy that became rich from Tu B'Shvat. What happened? True story. This guy was in France and he got stuck. So Tu B'Shvat, he had to pass it on Paris. So he went to one of the markets to buy some, fruits. And he got into one of those stores that there was a Jew selling. So they started to talk. What's your story? Why are you buying so much? No, today is Tu B'Shvat. Oh, of course, yeah. I want to tell you a story that happened to my grandfather, he said. My grandfather used to live in Russia. And one year, he went to the shuk, to the market to buy stuff for Tu B'Shvat. So he got to the goy, and the prices were very high. But the grandfather didn't care, for the mitzvah, for the minhag. And he bought. One of the goyim telling you, you're crazy, you're spending so much money. So he explained Tu B'Shvat. He says, listen, I don't know what's Tu B'Shvat and Tu B'Shvat, I just want to show you something. He brought him inside his store, and he had a small hammer, that he was, I don't know what he was doing with the hammer in the store. He says, you see this hammer? He opened it, and inside the hammer, there was a lot of money. He says, all this money, I'm keeping it. That's all the money that I was saving throughout all the years. So look, I'm keeping the money, I'm going to enjoy it. You're taking the money and you're, spending it without even thinking. He says, okay, let me do my life, you do your life, and I'm out. The girl left. Next year, this guy came back to the market. And he sees that in the store of this guy, there is a lot of people. So he asked what's going on. He said that the guy passed away yesterday. And the kids, they have nothing to do with the store. They decided to make all what there is in the store to sell it, how you call that, bidding? Auction. Yeah, to sell it by auction. So he said, oh really? Did they have the hammer? He said, listen, this hammer is so old, so you know what? You take it for free.
Halakha got to give it back.
Oh, so all this question really was brought up to Rabbi in Eretz Israel, Rabbi Zilberstein. He is in Bnei Berak, very big Torah Chacham, and they asked him, what's halakha l'maaseh? You have written it or not? So the Rabbi was explaining the concept of Avedat Akum, Gezel Akum, all these concepts. If there is the same obligation, there is Hashavat Avedat by a Goy or not? No Hashavat Avedat by a Goy. There is Hashavat Avedat by a Jew, not Hashavat Avedat by a Goy. Therefore, this guy became rich for Tu B'Shvat. But the idea is the following. Whenever you feel that someone is making jokes on you, he's trading not nice, and you say to yourself, come on, that's what I deserve, have emun. Have emun, have this trust that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, all what He's giving you is for your own benefit. Just finish up. This concept of emunah, Rabotai, helps us out also to control our ta'avot, our desires. How? A person who wants to make an avera. Why wants to make the avera? Why? Because he thinks, listen, I want to enjoy now. I know that it's wrong, but I want to enjoy. Say Chachamim, listen to me. You want to enjoy? If from Shamayim you're supposed to have enjoyment, you're going to get it. The question is up to you if you're going to get it heter or isur. If you're going to get it in the right way or by avonot. The Gemara writes this very famous story. I told you this story in the past about this guy that wanted to do the Aventura with a woman. And he traveled all the way, and just before he made the Aventura, the Tzitziot slapped him on the face. And the guy said, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this Avon. He left. The Goya didn't even realize. How come it's possible that a guy is controlling himself? He asked him a few information. She decided to go to his rabbi and she decided to cover herself. And say the Gemara, whatever she offered him, betorat isur, she offered him betorat heter. Whatever she wanted to make an avon, because they got married then. Whatever she wanted to make an avon with this guy was deserving to get this enjoyment. He will get it heter. This is called emunah. That's called emunah. Emunah is when you trust that everything that you deserve, doesn't matter what's going to happen, you're going to get it if you go in the right path. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen.